So instead of making the Lewis versus Talishin Teixeira full card prediction video, instead I'm going to be talking about Arman Tsarukyan and what the fuck this guy is doing. Because seriously, I think he's one of the best fighters in the division. Before Ilya just murdered fucking Charles Oliveira live on TV, I thought Arman Tsarukyan was the guy to beat everyone in the division. But you want to know something? You really want to know something? I think Ilya is. I've switched my opinion on that. But with Arman Tsarukyan, he is elite. It is like, Islam's gone now. Fuck Islam. He's gone. He ran away. Right. Whatever. Right. The best two fighters in the division is Arman Tsarukyan and Ilia Topuria. Right. And I think they're worlds, levels above the rest of the division. I think they would school the rest of the division. Arman already schooled Oliveira, and if you watch the fight, you'll understand that maybe Oliveira could have won it, maybe it was a robbery, right? But then you'll look at, like, who showed the more skill, and it was 100% Arman Tsarukyan. He showed he was clearly 10 times the fighter, but obviously he got caught in submissions. Yeah, right? But Arman Tsarukyan is so fucking good, and he pulls out of the fucking 311 card. And I mean, let's get into the 311 card, right? Because there was so much hype going into this fight. Like, genuinely, I was excited for this, because literally the week of the fight, I changed my pick from Arman to Islam, purely off of it being such a close decision that they'll just go with Islam and they'll just rob Arman if it's close in the slightest. And I didn't think either of these men would, like, finish each other. Like, I think Islam is probably the better submission threat, but if Arman reverses the position and gets mount, he's on top and he's making Islam bleed. I'm just saying that much. He's reopening the Dustin Poirier cut on his forehead. Like, that's what I was saying. But there was so much hype going into this fight. Like, you had Arman Tsarukyan looking like, I don't even know what, like he does part-time bodybuilding or something, right? And he just doesn't show up. Why was that? Well, we'll get into that in a second. Because I thought this was such a close fight. People were like, oh, it will be close, but Islam will clearly win 3 rounds. Arman will lose and all that. And I was like, don't count out my boy Arman Tsarukyan. Like, I really like Arman Tsarukyan. Next time he fights, I'm going to choose him to win, unless it's Ilia Topuria. And, yeah. But fuck me, has he not fucked his entire career up? Because, if you don't know, he was supposed to fight Islam Makhachev. Obviously, you fucking do know, but I'm just saying. He was supposed to fight Islam Makhachev, and then the guy pulls out like a fucking idiot, right? And now we know why he pulled out. He couldn't make the fucking weight. Which now I'm starting to understand it, and maybe now I explain it to you. Maybe you'll understand it, because, say, Arman Tsarukyan, he's, what? Let's just say he probably was a couple pound over. Let's just say he was 157. But let's just say he was 155.5, right? You know, a bit like Ilya the other day. But he missed weight and they just sort of went, 150, 155. Yeah, he's 155. I misspoke. I definitely misspoke. I definitely didn't want to fuck up this event. Like, literally, Dana was about to fucking whip that guy when he went for his break, right? But we've now found out, with typical Dana White raging at the post-fight press conference like he does now, because he wants the sport to be boring. You know what I mean? He didn't want Van in the cage. He didn't want fucking Paddy in the cage. What the fuck was that about? You know, we want hype. But if you don't know, Arman, like, say he weighed in at 155.5, right? He cannot win a belt. He would be fighting for nothing other than a paycheck. He doesn't need money. He's got enough of it. He's a rich boy. He's a fucking... He's up his own arse. You know what I mean? He's up his own arse. Essentially is what I'm saying, right? He's a rich, snobby little bastard. He doesn't need money. What's he fighting for? World title. He says all the time in his interviews, I want to prove I am the best. Right? Which is a great mindset, especially when you're going in against Ilia Topuria, who's probably the scariest guy in the fucking division. But, and that's a big but, if you fought Islam, and if you beat him, like I was thinking you were, you would be crowned you would literally be the uncrowned champion of 155. And if he did beat him, then they'll probably do a third fight. And then, and then it would collide and collide and collide. You know what I mean? And they'd probably do it for a vacant belt. Right? Like they did with Makachev and Oliveira. Realistically, Oliveira was the champion because everyone was 1.5 overweight for the UFC 274 card, right? So we now know that Arman Tsarukyan, the reason he pulled out is because he'd be fighting for nothing. Like, he'd be fighting for a paycheck, but he doesn't need the money. He's rich as fuck already, right? And fuck the rich rather, right? Fuck them, right? But he's fighting for a belt and to prove he's the best, so I kind of understand his decision. But he would have been the uncrowned champion. He would have been fighting for a vacant belt if he beat him. So, you know, he couldn't make the weight. So then we obviously had Moicano fight Islam, and he just got dominated and fucking subbed him around. He dropped him though. Moicano dropped him. Just saying. So now Arman Tsarukyan, instead of fighting Gamrot, which is his only loss, so he got robbed, but like he lost a decision, right? Instead of fighting Gamrot and trying to prove he's the best in the division and trying to prove that he's the best to ever do it in the division, what does he do? I'm going to be the backup fighter for UFC 317 Topuria vs Oliveira. What are you doing? I get the gesture, but they don't give a fuck. It was already in the works. I'm saying it right now. It was already in the works that if Topuria won, it was going to be It was going to be Topuria versus Paddy. And that's the fight that I've just made that video. You should go watch it. It's fights to make next. Paddy should be fighting Topuria. It's the biggest fight you can do right now. Right? Because if Arman, let's just say the Abu Dhabi card, which has like Whitaker on it, RDA, Bryce Mitchell, Peter Yan, who's the other guy? The guy who should have got the title shot off Evloev, right? If he fought on that card against fucking Gamrot as a core main event of the event, right? Fuck me, that guy, and he probably would have given Evloev the title shot too, which is kind of wild. But if he fought that guy, and then let's just say, you know, there's like, because realistically, let's just say Topuria beat Oliveira, there's no real contenders, is there? Because technically, Paddy does need another one. But, you know, if he fought someone there, then he can be like, I want my title shot, I'll prove myself now. But no, you've weighed in something you couldn't have done fucking... How long ago was it? What even month is it? It's June the 30th, right? He couldn't have showed up 6 months ago prior, could he? Like, what is he doing? What is that guy doing, man? And as well as that, what else has he not done, right? Because you could tell the whole UFC 311 fight week that something was on his mind. The press conference, the media day, just something was on his mind, and I guess it was his weight. And because he was too busy trying to be like, I'm locked in mode, even though he was locked in, but it's like, were you really though? Because if you're locked in, you make fucking weight. You know what I mean? So he's putting a lot of muscle on to make it look like he's locked in for the fight. He probably was locked in for the fight. But if you're already struggling to make weight, you don't add extra fucking weight on. You know what I mean? Like, he's always weighed he's never weighed 154.5 ever in his career. He's never weighed 156. Right, well, he's never actually weighed, 155, I don't think. I remember watching a lot of the weigh-ins before making this. He's never actually made 155 clearly on the dot. So, what the fuck was he doing adding extra weight on to try and be Bane? What the fuck is he doing? And then, and I'm really questioning for his career here. I am really questioning, because he's now talking about being a backup fighter for Dustin and Holloway, which, to be fair, something could happen there, so I don't want to count him out, because I think he beats the pair of them. I think he would absolutely mug the pair of them. But, my guy, show up. You need to fight someone. Stop being a backup fighter. UFC does not care. I think what he's trying to do, because he knows he's the number one contender. He's beaten Oliveira. He beat Dariush. You know what I mean? He beat those guys, and he fought a couple guys before that. He beat Gamrot if you score the fight correctly. Gamrot's one of the best in the division. You know, right? Gamrot is definitely one of the best guys in the division. And it's like, for me, who actually likes Arman Tsarukyan style, it's kind of sad to watch because he's fucked up his career. He should be fighting Gamrot for a second fight in a fight where he got robbed. He clearly won that fight, but I think he knows how tough a fight that was for him in the first fight, because it wasn't easy. He did clearly win, but it was a tough fight for him in the wrestling. Like, he was definitely at the when they were doing the decision, he was literally gasping for fucking air, and it's like, yeah, that's probably why you don't want to fight him. So fight Gaethje, fight fucking Paddy, fight, I don't know, but like, backup fighter wise, nobody cares. Nobody gives a singular fuck about you being a backup fighter. It's just something cool. It's like when everyone was like, the only time I've been interested in a backup fighter was for 309, where fucking Tom Aspinall was the backup fighter. Like, we knew that fucking John Jones like snapped his ankle, or Stipe Miocic snapped his ankle. Jonathan Jones was not showing up. He was running, he wasn't coming back, he's getting imprisonment, he's going to beat a woman on the street or try and get arrested, to anything to get away from Tom Aspinall. You know. So Arman, get a fight, you fucking moron. You are genuinely the best fighter in the division, but get a fight and prove it. Fight Gaethje. Fight fucking Max when he beats fucking Dustin. Fight Oliveira again. And prove that you're 10 times a fighter. Like, people with a brain know that Oliveira fucking did not do anything of significance in that fight, right? You know, like, Arman Tsarukyan's so fucking good, and he's just shitting on himself. He legitimately is just shitting on himself. But yeah, that's the video. I just wanted to talk about Arman Tsarukyan's career, because I think he's fucked. I don't think he's getting the next title shot. I think they're going to give it to Paddy, if they're smart. At this rate, they're probably going to give it Gaethje. I've got a feeling they're going to give it Gaethje, actually. They'll probably give it Gaethje, and they'll give Paddy fucking Arman. And then Arman will beat Paddy and kill that fight. And then Arman will fucking fight for a title and then get knocked out cold. Gaethje will also get knocked out cold. It's just pathetic, but it's like, I'm worried for his career, right? And I do actually like Arman Tsarukyan. I think he's a cool little character in the division. He's just a jacked hamster, as you know. He's like he's definitely on roids too, you know. But you know, I'm worried for his career, and yeah, you know. But anyways, like the career, what the fuck? That's what I get about talking about Arman Tsarukyan's career. Now with random words just like come out. But like the video. Subscribe. I will have the Lewis versus Allison to share a video out soon. I'll record it because I haven't even recorded it yet. I will get that done. I will get that sorted at some fucking point. Don't you worry. But yeah, that's the video.